take projection.
Welcome back to Taking on Sports, y'all. We know you missed us. I'm TD. That's Greg. Greg, how you doing this week?
I am good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, sir. We'll hop right into it, y'all. Talk about some football. No Bama this week, of course. Had that nice bye week. Rest up. So we'll hop into SEC first. Tennessee, the hot team at the moment. They handled Kentucky in a ranked matchup yesterday. Just kind of rolled through them. That offense continues to roll on, and defense looks, solid enough too.
Oh, yeah. They definitely took it to Kentucky. I mean, I wasn't shocked that they won the game, I guess. I was a little surprised just how easily they handled Kentucky. I mean, they after that first touchdown drive by Kentucky, I mean, they shut down everything and made, yeah, the defense looked much improved as well. And I guess that's been the biggest question about Tennessee this year is if the defense was going to get better, and they definitely did a good job making Will Levis look very average last night.
For sure, yeah. That Tennessee scored right off the bat, and then Kentucky had a long drive, and it looked like that was going to be their game, just slow everything down. But like you said, that Tennessee defense stepped up.
Yeah, they did.
And didn't really let the Cats do anything much rest of the game. Elsewhere, cocktail party. Georgia destroyed Florida. Florida had a little bit of fight in the second half, but
Yeah, a little bit.
not enough. We all expected that. Yeah, no surprises there.
No.
Ole Miss went in A&M and won a close one. A&M getting their money's worth with Jimbo. $95 million for
Yeah,
4 and 5
that's
lost seasons.
great.
Oof.
And did you see he's 1-7 in his last
8
in the
SEC games, right?
8 SEC games?
Mm-hmm.
Yikes!
Not
Yikes!
good. And then Lane trolling his ass after the game
Oh
too. Just
man,
oof,
hilarious.
going
You
at
know,
him.
that seems to be the actual real rivalry. Everybody was like, oh, Jimbo and Nick, but Lane has really been going after him hard.
There's seems to be a little something there, and you gotta like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I laugh. See, South Carolina, freshly off being ranked, went and lost to Missouri.
Yikes. That's a horrible loss.
Horrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
that won, four in a row there, get ranked. Uh,
With an easy schedule, like Missouri, Vanderbilt, like they got, easy games left.
yeah, I thought maybe, if they could beat them, Vandy, and then go into that Tennessee game, with a lot of momentum, Tennessee coming in, at least it would look somewhat interesting on paper, but yeah,
Yeah, no,
not
not
so
so
much.
much. Let's see. Elsewhere, Arkansas went to Auburn and won.
Yeah,
Kind of pulled away
yeah.
from that one. Just, Auburn continues to
Count the
just
days till they.
just kind of move along. I guess I don't know if they're waiting for a buyout clause to trigger or something.
I don't know because sounds like they're interested in the Mississippi State AD, so I don't know if that's going to get the wheels rolling if they can bring him in and
Yeah, I'm
what
not
goes
sure.
from that. Or
Yeah, well, that's just as the days of our lives, type thing. Just
yeah,
watch whatever
pretty
goes on
much.
there.
Yeah,
Next week, though, big week in the SEC. We
big
have that
weekend.
huge number one versus number two now tilt. Georgia and
Number
Tennessee
one
in
versus number
Athens.
two.
What do you think, Greg? What you think about that?
I would still give the advantage to Georgia just because. I mean, first of all, it's in Athens. I mean, that's going to be a huge thing I think for them. And I don't know, Georgia has really been playing good football as of late. I mean, ever since that close game against Mizzou, they've looked really different, and just the different ways that they're able to score. Running the ball, throwing. I mean, I don't know, they look really good as of late. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think Georgia is gonna come out on top there.
Yeah, I think I probably agree with you there. Tennessee, they had the big win over Alabama.
Yeah,
Obviously, that's getting over a major hurdle there, but that was at home, keyed up crowd. A lot of energy in that stadium. But going into Sanford Stadium in Athens between hedges, that's a whole different
yeah, a whole
ball
different
game right
thing.
there.
Exactly.
But it should be.
Should be
That's
a fun game
you,
though. Like,
yeah, that's the major 2:30 game next week, and
right.
then at night, one that we didn't really suspect would be as big as it is. But and there goes, speaking of Alabama, there goes Derrick Henry
King
on a long
Henry,
run.
big run.
Uh, Alabama goes to Baton Rouge in nighttime, prime time for a big ranked matchup
Yeah,
for control of the SEC West at that.
yeah, definitely. Not one that we really thought was going to be the, uh, a big match up there. Kind of how LSU started the year and they got blown out by Tennessee, but they rebounded well, got the big win over Ole Miss, and um, yeah, this week definitely. And think that they're not first right now in the SEC West is kind of crazy to think about where we've seen them be at times. But it'll be interesting. I'm glad Alabama seems to finally got the cornerback situation, at least from last week. I guess Miss State kind of figured it out. It looks like Rick is out of Eli is out of the doghouse, kind of, and so I like what I saw from that last week. So
No, yeah, you gotta like a guy who played as aggressive as he did against Mississippi State last
oh
weekend.
yeah,
Really hope that is something that we can use, especially against some of those big, strong LSU receivers.
for sure,
But yeah, so that'll be one to watch.
man, that'd be a good one.
It'll be hyped up. Everybody will talk about nighttime in Death Valley.
Yeah.
They'll talk about that, but we'll see.
We found out that's maybe a little. I mean, it's a fun atmosphere, but I mean, we've handled it many times. So
Yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, last time it was there, I believe in 2020 season, that was a primetime game late in the year, and
yeah,
Devontae Smith basically sealed his Heisman
Heisman.
campaign with that
Oh
amazing
man,
catch in the back of the end
did
zone,
he?
that one-handed
Over
grab.
Stingley, yeah.
Yeah. Other games of note next week: Florida travels to A&M. Two teams kind of just plodding along, but we'll see if Billy Napier. It's his first season, whereas Jimbo, it's his fifth.
Yeah.
So you
So
kind
I mean,
of.
big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big. You just want to see what. I mean, they came out with some energy last night. I mean, they finally let the freshman go with A&M. I mean, he put through. He had some good moments there against Ole Miss there. Almost had the chance at the end there, but yeah, just be see, when these young guys lose that many times in a row, just what effort do they continue to bring? So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. It's something to just kind of a game that doesn't really have any bearing on the standings, but just something you want to pay
Right.
attention to for what
Exactly.
direction those programs are trending.
Right.
And then the Auburn Sadness Tour rolls on to Starkville. So, and that's one of those games. Anything could happen. Auburn could go in there, pull the upset. State could win
Yeah.
by 40.
It easily. Yeah. Who really knows with either team there? Because yeah, Mississippi State's looked bad the last couple of weeks. Had the bad week at Kentucky and really shouldn't have scored against Alabama. And
Uh-uh.
we'll see.
All right, we'll move to the ACC. A couple of upsets for the headliners in that. Notre Dame went into the Dome in Syracuse and beat them thoroughly. In fact,
Yeah, they
they
did.
offense exploded.
Yeah. Who?
Defense played a
Who?
great game. So maybe Marcus Freeman's got the Irish on the up now. Sometimes it just takes those teams with new coaches about a half a season or so to
Right.
really get in a gear. And then the other big one, number 10 Wake, went into Louisville and got
Got
smashed.
slaughtered. Oh my goodness.
Don't know. Actually, used to live in Louisville. I saw this morning on one of the social media things. I don't know which one, but someone I knew up there was like, "Where's this team been all season?"
Right.
That's probably a good question if you're a Cardinals fan, because that's Scott Satterfield. That helps out his hot seat,
Yeah, it does.
cools it
Because
down a little bit, because that was a thorough beating, and the defense played really well against that high-powered Wake
yeah, they did. But they got
offense.
like two or three picks in the second half,
Hmm.
and they look. and they just opened it up because it was close. Going, weren't they down 14-13 at the half, and
It
just
was, yeah, it was a close game, and then the Louisville just
really
turned
took
it
it to a
on,
different level.
and
Yeah,
so big win for them going forward too.
sure,
Try to get a better bowl game as the
exactly.
season goes on, and maybe Satterfield might have saved his job for
Saved
another
his
year.
job. Yeah, for sure.
Elsewhere, let's see: NC State a winner, UNC a winner, Florida State a winner, and Miami. I guess we could call them a winner. They did win the game.
What was that?
It's
Four overtimes.
4 overtime, and what was the score? 12-9 or 15
12 to
12 or
9.
14-12 something.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
basic.
14-12 because they went to the 2 point
Yeah, two
overtime
point
thing.
after third. Yeah, good
It
stuff.
was a sad, sad game.
My goodness.
And then next week they host Florida State. That big one. That certainly doesn't have the prowess that matchup did back. I know when
No,
we were
that
in
used
school,
to
that
be
was
the
appointment viewing that first weekend of.
yeah. Was it Labor Day?
Yeah,
Labor
they
Day
did those Labor
weekend,
Day
like
games, and they
yeah,
really hyped it up. They were prime time one year. That used to
yeah.
be a huge,
Now it's
huge
kind of
game
like
every year, national title implications, and now,
yeah.
well,
Uh,
yeah,
I mean, it could be. I mean, honestly, I mean, it probably won't be, but I mean, it could be on the ACC network.
it might be. You never know. They might sneak down on ESPN. I haven't looked at the
Yeah,
schedules, but yeah, that's Mario Cristobal. That would go a long way to making the Miami fan base feel better about his first year,
yeah, for
and
sure.
Mike Norvell would just be another step forward for Florida State.
Wow,
Uh,
that's crazy.
we'll
Sorry,
move.
I just saw the touchdown by the
Oh, the
Hail
Panthers.
Mary Panthers. DJ Moore.
Oh
Wow,
man, it's
just
been a
tied it up.
fun early afternoon of football.
Yeah, it is.
Even it's only I think three real close games, but the other ones were at least
Yeah.
just a lot of scoring. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But the Eagles just going off again.
Oh wow. Yeah. On the Steelers. My
Yeah,
goodness.
but we'll move to the Big Ten. Big game yesterday, Ohio State, Penn State. It's close for a good while, and then the
Yeah.
Buckeyes pulled away late, won by a
Yeah.
few scores. I was talking with my dad on the phone about it, and we had the same opinion. I just James Franklin's just not a good big game coach. Like, do you ever
No.
watch one of these big games that Penn State's in and really have any confidence that they're gonna pull it out?
You never think, oh man, this is a yeah, exactly. I think he's like one in I know it's said like top 5 or 10 matchups. He's 1-10 in those games or something. So but yeah, I mean, yeah, you never really thought, oh, today's gonna be the day. Even when they were up at the half and everything, yeah, you really never thought, oh man, Penn State's really about to pull this one off. Just kind of waiting, thinking, well, it's about to.
Yeah, it just seems like there's pivotal moments in all these big Penn State games, and he just gets a decision wrong, a play call, or something.
Yeah,
Like they went for it on fourth down in the first half when they could have kicked a field goal and
right.
moved their lead to four. Just
Exactly.
it just seems like you're always waiting for the other shoe to drop when you're watching Penn State in a big game with Franklin, and he's a good
Yeah,
coach. I mean, it's not
he is a good
saying he's a
coach. I
bad
mean,
coach. It's just, does he have that level? Is it a
like
talent?
take it to the next level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is it a talent thing? It's a question. Maybe
yeah.
he's better suited for like a Vanderbilt type program where he can,
Well, you can go 8-4, 9-3,
yeah,
and
and exceed
everybody's happy
expectations.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's a good point there. But I think that they played better than a lot of people expected. But yeah, again, it's about it's not about moral victories. And did he miss the extra point? Oh my goodness.
he did indeed. Oh man, Carolina
Oh,
gets a miracle touchdown and then misses the extra
overtime.
point. So it is, yep, overtime time. Oh yeah,
Kind of
Falcons
the
player can't believe it.
that is kind of the of just how the NFC South has been this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
but
see. Big Ten
no,
elsewhere. Michigan beat Michigan State pretty easily.
yeah.
Illinois keeps on winning, man.
Illinois is
Look like they're
rolling
going
with
to
seven
represent the
and one.
West in the
Oh yeah,
Big Ten title game, barring a
yeah,
late season collapse there. But good on
yeah.
Brett by
Really.
them. Belima. Never
Yeah,
was sure how
Balaam
to.
is really he's
Bert, oh Bert.
he's definitely meant to be a Big Ten coach. It seems like. I mean, yeah, a couple okay years there at Arkansas, really fell off at the end, but really, I mean, to have Illinois as bad as they were when he came to Champaign, I mean, that's pretty impressive, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's really turned that program around, and like we said, he's in the driver's seat in the Big Ten West, the Illini.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and why? I
uh,
mean, and very well. I mean, even if they, don't win the big, they're probably not going to win the Big Ten. But I mean, you would have to think, if that's their only other loss was to lose in the Big Ten title game. I mean, that could be a New Year's Six game, and that'd be huge for that Illini program. So,
yeah, it would be huge. No real big games to note next week in the Big Ten, so we'll move on to the Big 12. The big one there, Kansas State hosted Oklahoma
my
State
goodness,
for
yeah,
kind of controller, not controller, but for,
keeping
positioning in the top of the Big 12. And Kansas State, 48 to nothing.
just craziness. Who would?
Wildcats dominated.
Yeah, start to finish, they just opened up early, and
Was
man,
the
but
was it the biggest shutout win in history by a lower ranked team over a top 10
yeah,
team?
top 10. Yeah, I saw that. Like,
Just yeah. So Kansas State looking damn good right now. I believe they're still unbeaten in the Big 12. Their only loss was to Tulane
no, they
still, right?
lost. They lost to TCU.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they had the big TCU loss. That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, they're still in that title. I mean, they very well could get the rematch with TCU in the Big 12
In the
title
Big
game.
12
So,
title game,
be
right?
interesting.
So, but yeah,
See
they
how that
that
plays
gives
out
them a firm grip on second place now. And
for
speaking of
sure.
TCU, they went into Morgantown and won a wild one, as they
It was a
usually
wild
are
one.
in Morgantown.
Yeah, definitely a wild one. But it's good for the Frogs. I mean, I think it's the first time they won in Morgantown. So I mean, that was
Mm,
and kind of that monkey off their back there, especially big time win to go to 8-0 and 8-0 on the year there, um, and top 10 team. So that's huge for the Frogs.
is indeed. Let's see elsewhere. Oklahoma and Baylor won. Uh,
I was shocked how, uh, and not the Baylor won so much, but the way that they whooped Tech in Lubbock like that. That's kind of impressive. Tech usually puts up a good fight against everybody in Lubbock. So
mhm. Yeah, that was a not even close, really.
yeah,
Next week, no huge games next week. Texas rolls into Manhattan, to play K State.
watch out. They
Tech,
might.
yeah. So you never know. That's
Well, watch
ooh,
out. They might get rolled.
yeah, that could be. But the Big 12 is kind of one of those conferences too that could go either way too. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Who?
shock me if Texas went in and won that
All
game.
right. Yeah, they're
But
very,
yeah, you got to
very
think Kansas
unpredictable.
State has all the momentum.
Yeah, and that offense is nice. Like what they've done there with Martina. Well, he didn't even play the backup quarterback the last two
Hmm.
weeks has been putting up numbers, and Deuce Vaughn, a heck of a running back.
Yeah.
Little dude, definitely like his predecessor there.
Hmm.
So yeah, K State.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of talent on that Kansas State offense that kind of goes unheralded.
Yeah,
TCU, they'll put their unbeaten season on the line. They host Tech early next week. They should win that at home.
I think they'll be good in Fort Worth there.
Yeah.
They
If it
saw
were
some
in
bit.
Lubbock, maybe, but
Yeah, but in Lubbock, who knows? But I think they'll be fine in Fort Worth there. They still have some big tests coming up at the end. I mean, Texas still a big game, Baylor, so they still have some bigger games to close out at the end of the year. But they should be good
mhm.
on Saturday.
Yeah. Let's see elsewhere. Oklahoma State tries to rebound. They go to Kansas, who's kind of been sliding since their
Yeah,
hot
they fell
start.
off a little bit.
And then we talked about Baylor and Oklahoma being winners. Baylor will go into Norman next week, kind of a middle of the
And,
pack
and
showdown.
who knows with that one at all? Like,
Yeah.
the OU's won a couple games finally.
Hmm.
But yeah, we don't know how good they really are there. But
Yeah, that one. We'll see about that one. It's kind of like I said, that's kind of middle of the pack at this point.
but
Just kind of bold positioning. We'll
exactly.
move to Pac 12 out west. Nothing big. Utah won a close one in Pullman over Washington State on, was it Thursday or Friday?
Thursday night. That was actually entertaining in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good
Yeah.
game. And, Pullman, like Lubbock, just one of those weird places where
Yeah.
you
They
just
played
kind of
without
always
their
want to pay
core.
attention.
Yeah. They
Mm-hmm.
played without Cam Rising and
Mm-hmm.
last second and last second. I think everyone was shocked he wasn't playing there. Kind of the last second thing there. So they able to go on the road and get the win. Still
Mm-hmm.
solid win there for
Yep.
the
And then
Utes.
elsewhere, Oregon, USC, and UCLA all handled their business. USC
Mm.
struggled at times at Arizona,
Yeah, they did.
but it was a shootout. But they're off, with that the power on their offense, they can win those.
Very good offense.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's suspect defense, but very good offense.
Yeah.
And then for all the reports of the Pac-12's demise, 5 ranked teams this week as Oregon State snuck in number 24.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
Beavers quietly having a good season, 6-2. Uh, so yeah, nothing again. No big games next week, really anywhere in the conference. I think. Let's see. I think Oregon State at Washington might be the highlight next week. But other than that, I think we're just kind of waiting for some of these more late season shows like USC,
Yeah.
UCLA, and then
Yeah.
Oregon, Utah. I believe they play later.
Yeah, Oregon, Utah. Yeah, Oregon still played Utah, and they also
And
play
they,
Washington. But both games
yeah,
are in Eugene, so that I think that they should be able to win those. Watch out! I think at the end of the year, though, that Civil War game against Oregon State in Corvallis.
it is, and that's always a tricky one. Yeah, Oregon's closing schedule as they make their push for the college football playoff. They go at Colorado next week, so that should be an easy win.
That should be.
Host Washington, host Utah, and then, like you said, Civil War to close out the year in Corvallis. That's where things get tricky.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. And we
but
know
yeah, no real.
Oregon finds has in the past has found ways to blow those type of
Mm-hmm.
games. So we'll
That's
see
true.
what the
Yeah,
new
we'll
coaching
see
staff.
what the program looks like.
Yeah.
USC, they have Cal at home, Colorado at home, then at UCLA on the 19th, and then they close
Mm.
their season with Notre Dame at home. So,
That'd be an interesting one
yeah,
at the
that
end of
could
the
be, Notre
season.
Dame gaining some momentum. That could be
Yeah, they are.
more dangerous games. And seeing that UCLA game was in the Rose Bowl, not that we really, I mean, they might actually have people in the crowd for that one.
Gonna be a lot of Trojan fans there.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. UCLA's schedule, they go at Arizona State next week. That's always kind of a tricky place.
Yeah.
And then they'll host Arizona, that USC game on the 19th, and they end their season at Cal. So those are your big three.
Yeah.
And then, I
Did
guess
you see?
let's look at Utah's schedule. They got home for Arizona, home for Stanford, the Oregon game in Eugene, and then they end their season at Colorado. So,
Did you see that thing that right now that Bo Nix is on par as far as stats with, as when Marcus Mariota won the Heisman in 2014?
oh wow, I have not seen that. Good Bo showing up a lot this year.
Yeah, he is. Just
All
waiting
right.
to see.
Yeah, you're just waiting to get out of the plains. Probably, that probably is a good place for him to go cross country into a
Yeah,
kind of more relaxed environment.
yeah.
At Auburn, that's
Friendly
just a pressure
offense.
cooker anyway. And then, his dad was a famous quarterback there. So good for Bo Nix,
For sure.
We'll see if Bad Bo rears his head at some point in the year. But right now, Oregon's still
Right
fighting for
now,
a
I
college
mean,
football playoff.
right. Possibly thought, man, this is gonna be a long year after that Georgia game, and they really, really answered it, and not only have been winning pretty convincingly. So,
Yeah, looking very strong.
yeah.
With that said, we'll move into our power rankings for this week. We'll keep it at 10. The first college football playoff rankings come out this Tuesday. We'll keep ours at 10 for now. We might cut it down a few weeks from now. But I'll kick us off here. Number 10, I put the Rebels of Ole Miss in there over teams like UCLA. I just believe Jackson Dart, his running ability opens up something else in that offense. And just the way they can, if you can run the ball like they can, That's big in today's game,
Yeah,
especially
for
control the
sure.
clock. Even though they move fast, they still like to run the ball. Um, they got their big showdown with Bam in a couple weeks. But how about you? Who's your number 10?
Yep, I have the same number 10 there. It's kind of a bunch of pack 12 pack 12 teams, and Ole Miss kind of in that. Where do I want to put them? But yeah, I put Ole Miss. Picked them over UCLA in that 10 spot. I mean, tough second half last weekend in Baton Rouge there, but really bounced back nicely in College Station. Got the good win. Got the running game going again. So
Yep. Who's your number 9?
number 9, I have the Trojans of USC. They had to. I mean, I guess really never in question, but I mean, it was a maybe tougher than expected game there with the Wildcats, but the offense is prolific, so able to pull that one off.
I had the same USC at number 9. Uh, like you said, their defense worries us. That offense, though, as long as you got that kind of firepower, you're in every game,
Yeah, for sure.
and we'll see how they end their season. I stayed in the Pac-12 with number 8. I have Oregon. Again, like we said, they've just been rolling along since that Georgia game and handling their business and looking good doing it. How about
All
your number
right,
8?
same thing. Got Oregon at 8 there. They really look good. They've more than exceeded expectations. I don't think a lot of people, took them serious after that Georgia, and they've, blew out UCLA, and it's just a matter of finishing up the season at this point. So we'll see. But right now, Oregon's looking good.
How about your number 7?
Number 7, I have the Horned Frogs of TCU. I'm sitting 8-0 there, looking good. That's a prolific offense as well, putting up a lot of points every week. The defense might be the downfall long term, but man, they're definitely that offense is fire.
Yeah, it looks like we're mirroring this week because I also have TCU. Reiterate everything you said. That offense is really just humming along there, and they don't look like they'll be slowed down anytime soon. If they
Yeah,
can get in that Big 12 title game unbeaten, they're playing
that'd
for
be
a
huge
college football playoff spot.
for sure.
Number 6, I had Bama. No news after the bye week. Hope everybody get healthy and ready for this big matchup in Baton Rouge this week. How about you?
Same.
No?
You have
All right.
Alabama at 6. Yeah, same thing. It was good to see the other side of the field shut down last week. August Miss State with Ricks there. Ricks and Kool-Aid, the combination we've been waiting for.
Mhm.
Seems like they're coming into form, and the perfect timing. Big game, of course. Baton Rouge under the lights, so that'll be a good one.
Yeah, we didn't really talk too much about last since we didn't do a show last week, but yeah, just dominant performance by the Alabama defense. And one thing you like to see on that last play of the game when State finally did score, was it DeMarco
Helms, man,
Helms giving
he
that
went
freshman
crazy
kid
under
hell?
freshman. He got
Yeah,
on him.
giving him hell for blowing his assignment and letting him score. So you like to see that. That's
We do
something
like
you
to see
kind of
that.
feel might have been missing these past few defenses.
Yeah.
But that kind of hunger to not only want to win games, but just do
Let's
not
get
let
this
teams
shutout.
score even meaningless touchdowns. So,
Exactly.
and you hope to, like you said, Bricks, that was maybe, him earning a starting spot or at least a lot more playing time for
For
whatever,
sure.
the coaches haven't seen in practice with him yet. Hopefully that
Yeah,
game really showed him what he's capable of.
exactly.
And he'll go against his old team this week. All right, where are we at? Number 5. Who do you got?
Number 5, I have the Tigers of Clemson.
This is where we finally differ. I had Michigan. Um, Kind of no news with them. We're just kind of waiting for them to get to their big matchup with Ohio State at the end of the year. Number 4, I had Clemson. Same thing with them. They have that interesting game at Notre Dame this weekend.
Yeah, they do.
Could be tricky, or they could go in there and win by 3 scores. Who's your number
Who
4?
knows what Notre Dame team's going to show up there?
Yeah.
Because they've been all over the place. I mean, for a team that lost to Stanford at home, And then go into the Carrier Dome and get a win like that. That's crazy. But
Yeah, and that offense to show up, perfect timing with that
exactly.
Tiger defense coming to town.
Yeah.
So who do you got your number four?
Four, I have Michigan. They have rivalry game. Got revenge on State, and he missed another kick in overtime. Another field goal for the
Oh, he
Panthers to
did
win.
indeed. Panthers after a big interception. Oh man,
Oh Lord,
college kicker
go
academic and invading the
gotta go.
NFL.
Well, to go for it next time, no
Hmm.
matter what.
Yeah,
If you get
right.
another chance,
Just play Madden style. Always go for it.
I always go. Yeah, but yeah,
That's,
Michigan. handle business there. Wasn't the prettiest of wins, but that game usually isn't the prettiest. But they did what they needed to do, and yeah, kind of just waiting for that last showdown there with Ohio State at the end of the year for the East.
Speaking of the Buckeyes, they are my number three team. Dropping down a couple spots this week for those early struggles, but you do kind of like that Notre Dame game to kick off this season. You don't like the first half struggles, but you like them. Oop, fumble. You like what they did in the second half by pulling away,
Exactly.
handling their business. Who's your number three?
Same.
Same.
Yeah, Buckeyes. Maybe a little closer than people thought there, but it was a road game against the solid Penn State team there. But really turned it on in the second half there. I can't think of his name right now. But number 44 really was a game changer for them with the scoop and score and
Oh yeah,
then he really and then I believe he had the interception too.
yeah. And
So,
he was all over the place on defense for the Buckeyes. Really
yeah, yeah.
wreaking a lot of havoc. All right, so my 2-1, I have Tennessee, then Georgia. Same for you.
Same for me, and
Yeah.
we know that game is coming on Saturday, 2:30 CBS. So yeah,
Yep,
that'll be.
and the big one, probably biggest game in that rivalry in quite
And
some
who
time. Probably
knows?
since David Green was quarterbacking for
Yeah,
Georgia and whichever the damn Clausen brothers was at
probably when we were in
Tennessee.
college was the last time this game was really mentioned a whole lot.
Probably, yeah. We talked about it earlier, but yeah, huge one in Athens next week. Both of us leaning toward the dogs. We shall see. It'll be a fun one.
Yeah,
But let's move
yeah.
on to the NFL. You've heard us commentating on some of these early games ending right now, including the battle for the lead in the NFC South between the Falcons and Panthers. That's not a joke,
Words,
not a lie. It's
the
actually
words
true.
nobody thought would be said in 2022.
No, especially with the Panthers after trading away Christian McCaffrey. That's what we missed. A big trade in the NFL.
Oh
Christian
yeah,
McCaffrey
crazy.
now on the 49ers. Seemed like the Panthers were going into fire sale mode, maybe tank for the right to draft, CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, and the team has said no, we're going to win now.
Yeah,
Beat Tampa
crazy.
Bay last week, and they're trying to win on the road in
Or
Atlanta right now in overtime.
who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
That
right now
win
the
last week was crazy. I mean, they just
just
beat the hell out the Bucks.
beat the hell out of them, and it was very good for my fantasy team who was playing against Tom Brady.
Nice.
So that was good, and then benefited this week from Jalen Hurts coming back, and AJ Brown decided to score every touchdown.
Yeah.
But let's start. We'll kick into our NFL power rankings, and I'll let you begin. Who's your number 18?
I got Baltimore at the 8th spot. I had them in 8 before their game Thursday night and kept them at 8 because solid win there. Whether beat the Bucks, did what Baltimore does though, had the big lead and kind of let them get back into the game, but able to hold on there, scoop the onside kick there at the end, and I guess right now is a win's a win. So
Indeed, that's kind of what. As long as you're getting W's and they're holding on to their place.
exactly.
I had their rival in the North there, the Bengals, at my number 8. I think they're starting to heat up. I think after slow start to the season,
Yeah,
that offense is starting to hum along. They did take a hit. They're going to be without Jamar Chase for about 4 to 6 weeks now
yeah,
while
you
he's
hate to see
hurt.
that.
But they have plenty of weapons to fill in. T. Higgins,
Yeah, T. Higgins,
and
Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. Yeah, I was about to call him Taj Boyd. That ain't it. Uh, yeah. Hayden Hurst at tight end, Mixon and Piron at running back. A lot of weapons on that offense.
A
I
lot of
think they'll be
weapons.
fine
Yeah.
without Jamar Chase for that. He'll come back healthy, hopefully, for them for their stretch run. I
Exactly.
had the Ravens at number 7. We did that before Thursday's game. I will say, though, if the team that played the second half shows up for the rest of the year, that's good news for
Hmm.
Ravens fans.
Oh
That
yeah.
first half team has been the one that's been struggling and blowing leads these past few weeks. That second half
Right.
team, Lamar Jackson was perfect 8 for 8 throwing the ball, and then they ran for like over 200 yards in the second half alone.
There you go.
Kenyon Drake kind of having a little resurgence there
There he
while
is.
J.K. Dobbins is hurt again. Uh, and they're calling. It looks like Greg Roman finally got into some deeper, reaches of his playbook, calling, like into rounds for Duvernay, which is good.
Right.
That guy with that kind of speed. Isaiah Likely, backup rookie tight end, came in and had a great second half after Mark Andrews went down. You're still concerned if you're a Ravens fan about all the injuries, as it
Right. A
is.
lot of
It's just
injuries.
worrying. Yeah, someone comes back and then Ronnie Stanley still on a pitch count. He's only playing so much.
Hmm.
But like you said, win is a win. They now still first place in the AFC North and 2 games above 500, won back-to-back games for the first time this year. And more importantly, if you actually look at the Ravens schedule, it gets a lot easier the rest of the way. They benefit from, they finished last place in the division last year, so they got the last
Right.
place schedule. And I think I heard somewhere that, if I remember this right, there are no teams on their schedule right now that currently have winning records except for the Bengals, I
Nice.
believe. And that's the last game of the season in Cincinnati. So
Hmm.
could be a division showdown there.
Yep.
Who's your number 7?
Number 7, I had the New York Jets. Crazy to think about. Got the close win last week. Was against the Broncos there. Ugly game, but got the win this week. They happened to lose there, but to the Patriots, who looked terrible last week, but big bounce back there for the Pats there, who still show that can beat AFC East teams. But I mean, the Jets, until today, they were having quite the little run there. A couple games in a row, looking good. The injuries, I think, kind of caught up to them this week, but that defense, and yeah, just losing Brees Hall for the season, that really changes things for the Jets there, because he was really having a heck of a rookie season there.
No, for sure. That's a huge loss for
But
them. They did
lost.
go and trade for James Robinson from the
Yeah,
Jaguars to kind
yeah,
of help make up. We'll see. He's just and a good player. That's a good trade actually for them.
yeah.
And good
I
to
don't
see
know.
the NFL teams kind of making bigger trades during the season. Not really something you
Yeah,
ever see in the NFL.
right.
But yeah, losing Brees Hall, just his explosiveness and like how
He
fun he
was
made
there.
that offense look. And like you mentioned, lost to the Patriots today. Zach Wilson did not have a good game. Threw a few
No.
picks, a couple few. But yeah, who's your number 6?
Number 6, I do have the Giants, the New York Giants. They're really been playing good football. They keep winning games. Despite basically not having a wide receiver core for the most part, they're winning games, and they're running. Healthy Saquon seems to really have been the thing there. The defense is much improved, and they're one loss on the season. They're playing at Seattle today. We'll see how that one goes, but they're playing good football right now.
Yeah, I had the same. Oh, and the Falcons win. Sole possession of first in the
First,
NFC South at 4 and
at
4.
500,
Yeah,
nice.
right. Yeah, I had the same. Giants at number 6. Like you said, Saquon being that offense just does so much for them. Daniel Jones playing solid football this year.
There it is.
That's really something interesting to watch as their season goes on to see how they finish up and
What
how
they do
they
with yeah,
what they
what they
do
do
with
with
that
that
situation
defense.
in the offseason if they try to go after maybe a big free agent quarterback if there's one or one available through trade or they stick with
Or,
Jones, they re-sign
yeah,
him.
maybe they.
Yeah, that's
Right, they played the franchise tag game a couple of years, but
yeah.
this guy that game has gotten really expensive because he'd be almost 40 a year. I don't know if you
Yeah,
want
and
to
I
get
don't know if
Daniel
yeah,
40.
Daniel Jones is a 40 mil quarterback even just for 1 year.
Yeah,
They did trade. Speaking of that receiver core, they traded away their
yeah.
former first round pick Darius Tony
Darius
to the
Tony to the
Chiefs,
Chiefs.
and that's a Chiefs gave up what, like a third for him, third and a fifth
Yeah,
something,
third and the fifth. Yeah,
which
so
kind of maybe a high price to pay if he doesn't perform, but
right.
his all the talent he showed he had at Florida and what the NFL team saw in him to draft him. Of course, that was the famous draft where the Giants traded down and could have had Micah Parsons and then let their division rivals Cowboys get him, and we see how he's the
Wow.
he's
Yeah.
amazing, one of the best linebackers we've seen in a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's was a big time. I think that we saw know how explosive Kadarius can be. We saw him how good he was that last year in Florida. Things just never gelled in New York. Injuries and didn't get along with the last coaching staff. But if you're gonna find a resurgence and show your potential, I mean, he went to the perfect situation. I mean,
Hmm.
you can't succeed with Pat Mahomes as your quarterback in the offense that they run there. Like that's on. I think that's on you
Exactly, and that gives the Chiefs offense maybe a element of speed that they lost with
that
trading
they
away
lost
Tyreek
with it.
Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of your Cowboys, I had them in my number five position,
Yes, sir.
ahead of the Giants because they are the team to beat the Giants this year.
Right. Yeah.
They had that loss last week against the Eagles in that big game, but they bounced back today. Yeah, who'd they play? The
We
Bears in
beat
that
the
those
Bears
awful uniforms.
today. Yeah. Yeah, that orange is so ugly.
Yeah, it's just not a good shade. There's not enough. Maybe it wouldn't be bad if they still wore the blue helmets with it,
Yeah. But I don't
but
know. They wear the
it's
all orange and it's
it's
ugly.
offensive.
Yeah.
I don't like orange. I'll say it. Who's your number five?
Yeah, the Cowboys as well. Took the tough loss to the Eagles, but I mean, kind of expected 2 weeks ago. Bounced back. Two wins. I mean, it was Detroit and Chicago, but in the past, those are sometimes games that Dallas has found ways to lose weird, but really handled business today. Blew out the Bears. Like only thing I could ask more for is I think eventually the rushing defense has to get a little bit better. We're giving up a lot on the ground. A little concerning, but overall very happy with where Dallas is at right now.
Okay. All right. So let's see if we match up here on our last four. So 4-1, I have Vikings, Chiefs, Bills, Eagles.
Yep,
Same thing. All right. Yeah.
same exact
All
thing.
right. So let's just go team by team. Vikings, offense, clicking. And again, just another team with so many weapons. You got
Yep.
Jefferson and Thielen on the receiving core. You got
Mm-hmm.
guys like Irv Smith Jr. at tight end, who they don't really use a lot, but when
It's good.
he's there for big
Yeah,
plays. And of course, Dalvin Cook at running back, Madison to back him up. And Kirk Cousins has been playing well this year. He hasn't really
there
killed
is.
him. He
Yeah,
has that potential sometimes. Anything to say about the Vikings?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're winning games. They had a close. They have a lot of close ones, but they've been pulling them out this year. And yeah, Kirk Cousins hasn't been the downfall of the Vikings so far.
Mhm.
The offense is humming. So yeah, looking good.
Yeah. Let's see. Chiefs kind of just touched on them, adding Kadarius Tony as kind of a flyer to see where they go. They're they're playing well. They bye week this week. Yeah. Anything
Yeah,
that?
they. Yeah, I mean they're still the cream of the corn, the top of in the AFC West at least. I mean, everybody's wondering if anybody was going to top them this year. Suppose the AFC West was going to be the best division of football. Really hasn't been that way so far. The Chiefs handling business. I hope to eventually see Buffalo and Kansas City rematch somewhere in the playoffs. But
Hmm. Yeah, no, speaking of Bills, we had as our number two. They play big tonight at home versus the struggling Packers.
yeah, that could get ugly.
Yeah, that could get ugly. That could be like kind of a knockout blow for the Packers, especially with the Vikings. winning today again, they could really expand that lead in the
Yeah,
NFC North. The Bills could really cement their status as, maybe Super Bowl favorites still,
yeah,
or at least go a
yeah,
long way to maybe wrapping up, another step
for sure.
toward home field advantage. Uh, yeah, just not much to say. Listen, again, there's a theme among these offenses up
Yeah,
top here of our rankings, is they have a lot. It's not just one big guy or a great quarterback. It's, as we see with the Packers struggles, you got to have,
you
a
gotta
great guy
have
throwing the
multiple.
ball and then more than one. The Bills have, they don't just have Stephon Diggs. They got Gabe Davis. They
Yeah,
got
the tight
their
end.
running back starting to step up. Knox
Yeah,
at tight end. That's a team with a lot of
then you have
weapons. And then we'll move to Philly, the Eagles, still unbeaten after last week when we did these rankings, still unbeaten after today. As we sort of mentioned earlier, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown went off on the Steelers
yeah,
defense, threw for, uh, let's see,
they have 4
Jalen,
touchdowns.
285 yards, 4 touchdowns. Got me over 50 points of fantasy. I'll
Nice.
take that all day.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, A.J. Brown caught 3 of those touchdowns, right?
Yep. Big
Uh,
day.
hmm Big, big day for the Eagles. They're just mowing down all of their opponents, unbeaten still. Let me pull up their schedule real quick. You got anything to say about them while I look it up?
Yeah, they're just, doing, the only undefeated team left. I mean, Jalen is having an MVP like season. I guess the main thing I really say the only thing they could possibly, you hate to say it, but, it's something we always see is outside of injuries. I think that could be really the only thing that would derail this team from finishing the season almost as well as what they've done. I mean, they might, of course, lose a game or two, but I'd be shocked if they're not the 1 seed when it's all said and done in the NFC.
All right, and their upcoming schedule kind of light too. So they do have tricky Thursday night football. Games have not been good this year. They
Yeah,
go to Houston for Thursday night,
Jesus.
and then after that they will host Monday night against the Commanders. Then they go to Indianapolis and then
Mm-hmm.
home for Green Bay and the Titans. And then December gets a little trickier. So they go at the Giants, then at the Bears. There's an easy one. At the Cowboys. So that's second till home against the Saints, who beat the hell out of the Raiders today. So we
Yeah, they
never
do.
really know what's going on with that Saints team. They know in their
Yeah,
season
who
with the
knows?
Giants again at home in Philly.
That's a
So
tough
that's
December.
tough December, but they got
But
four.
by then, they might have everything wrapped up, so who knows what they're
Mm-hmm.
actually playing.
See what they're 7-0 right now. They should win their next three: Houston, Washington, Indianapolis, to go to 10-0 before hosting Green Bay on a Sunday night game. I believe
I
that's
think they,
Thanksgiving weekend.
who knows, but I think they should be good there. But
You would think so. I mean, maybe Tennessee, or excuse me, Green Bay finally turns it on by then, but still, it's a home game. And then they had Tennessee the next weekend, which Tennessee is good, but Philly should beat them.
yeah,
And then that December stretch we talked about. So yeah, they could. I could see them stretching to 10, 11, 10, 12 and 0 going into that game at New York. Any other NFL thoughts you got?
it's a lot of teams just kind of in that middle around that 500 mark. You just wonder whether what are they gonna do? Are they gonna turn it on there, or like are the Rams ever really gonna turn it on this year? If San Francisco's able to get healthy, what happens with that?
Oh, speaking of the Rams, Matt Stafford
Not
diving for a
Stafford,
touchdown.
look at that.
Old man. As they
Just saw
play
the
their nemesis, the Niners, trying to.
yeah, they're definitely the nemesis because
Mhm,
what was it, three weeks ago? Was it 3 or 4 weeks? The Niners took it to them.
mhm. Yeah, just that's been a lopsided matchup with
Yeah, it
Shanahan
has.
and McVay there. Just Shanahan
Yeah,
owns
it
them. Yep,
has.
that's touchdown. That's good
Yeah,
pylon cam shot. As the Rams look to get over 500. All right, let's see. Any reactions to the first couple weeks of the NBA season from you?
Well, it's early, but I thought was it yeah, it was last night. Just all the teams that you would think would get blown out all won there. So that was, but overall, so many games left. You just kind of take it week by week there. No, nothing really shocking so far.
No. Yeah, a couple of small surprises. Portland starting out so strong at 5 and
Yeah,
1.
Portland, Utah's looking better than maybe folks thought. They've had a couple of
Hmm.
wins, and you're like, whoa, but
Yeah, 5 and 2. I know Danny Ainge is like, all right, who can I trade? We're trying to tank here, guys.
yeah,
San Antonio with a good start.
yeah,
Weird release. Lottery pick former Bama player Josh Primo kind of
yeah,
released out of nowhere yesterday, and
yeah. But the
rumors
reason,
not yeah rumors not
yeah,
looking
not,
good for maybe
yeah,
why he was released.
yeah,
Accusations of exposing himself to female staffers, and
yeah.
apparently it's an ongoing thing. So
That's not gonna work out very well.
yeah, let's hope he gets the proper counseling and such for that.
Yeah,
Resumes his career.
yeah,
But elsewhere, let's see. Our teams had a big game earlier this week. Pelicans won a close one over the Mavericks
yeah. And you
without
guys without everybody.
without Herb Jones, without Zion, without Brendan Ingram. Which so early on, the Pelicans kind of showing their depth. That bench
Yeah,
they got Zion back today. I'm not sure they're playing the Clippers right now. I haven't checked that score out. Looks like they're winning big in the fourth.
nice.
Um,
But yeah, I was like, and then yeah, yeah. And then what's name didn't even have a big game either. It was
CJ,
all the
no, yeah,
CJ didn't even have a big game at all.
it was
It was all
Trigger
the
Man
bench
Trey
guys.
Murphy the third going off
Yeah,
that night. I
Murphy
believe he was
killed
perfect
us.
from the field. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, my
Um,
goodness,
but yeah, if you're a Pelicans fan, that's what we want to see is
you
those
like to
those
see it.
peripheral guys step up.
Yeah,
And yeah, they're up 18 on the Clippers with about 6.5 to go in that one.
nice.
Zion, let's see, 21 right now on 9 of 17 shooting, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Oh,
Whoa, look
triple
at that.
double hunt for Zion.
Big guy throwing the dimes.
Uh huh. Yeah. CJ with 20 points today. Najee Marshall, surprise with 13 right there.
Hmm.
That's what Pelicans fans are really hoping for is those other guys to step up
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. Definitely have a
provide
good
support and
business.
not just rely on the big three.
All right.
And they have done that so far. Winning today over the Clippers with let's see, is still no Kawhi. Is he not playing today? I don't
Kawhi,
believe so.
you never know when Kawhi is gonna play. He
No,
might.
yeah, no. I just see Paul George playing, but he's getting shut down. So yeah, but it's been hot start. Unless you're the Lakers, then it has been a decidedly not hot start. They are
I
still
mean,
winless, and you
yeah,
just got to wonder if what they're going to do there. Are they going to,
you have to think they're not gonna ride this out just because they're the Lakers. They're definitely.
well, and they can't trade LeBron this year, contractual reasons, but they could trade Anthony Davis.
All
They
right.
could. I don't know who would take him off their hands, but they could try to trade Russell Westbrook at least.
Yeah, that's a. Yeah, I know
And
that's always a rumor of who's gonna take Russ, but is anybody
mhm.
really gonna take Russ? Just because
Yeah,
I mean, you have
that's
to have the right situation for Russ to be in, and he's definitely just the way he plays. I mean, it doesn't fit in a lot of teams, and if you have good chemistry, I don't know if that's what you want to bring, who you want to bring in. But
exactly. I did see one funny, another team struggling. Brooklyn, the Nets, only 1-5 to start,
yeah, they've definitely struggled.
and Kyrie once again making an ass
Hmm.
of himself.
Yeah,
Promoting anti-Semitic videos and then doubling down about it. Um, I don't really have much to say else about that. But what I was getting to there is I saw one interesting proposal was that maybe they should try to trade Russell for Kyrie.
I
Um,
saw that.
not sure why the Nets would do that either, but Maybe a nice
But
little
if
Russell KD reunion.
yeah, that would be funny to see them back together. At least Brooklyn doesn't have to worry necessarily. What Russ is a crazy guy sometimes, but he's not really doesn't say anything off the court that's gonna really get
Hmm.
you in trouble at all. Though, so
No, yeah, but yeah, like it's just if you're a Lakers fan, you're wondering what the hell they're doing because this obviously isn't working. They haven't surrounded LeBron and AD with enough
with anybody,
support,
yeah,
and you're kind of wasting LeBron's twilight years. You're wasting AD's what was supposed to be his prime years. After that
yeah,
bubble championship when he looked like he had finally
like
unlocked
to the
that
next
extra
level.
gear, yeah, that
Yeah,
next level to make him because he's so unique of an athlete and player.
exactly.
And now, does he want out? I know he liked playing out there in LA, but do they try to recruit some of these draft picks that are owed to every other team in the league? The Pelicans
Yeah,
still have control over a few of their picks. I'm not sure
exactly.
about this year specifically, but uh, yeah, it's just crazy to watch. And on the other side of the spectrum, the Bucks are the only unbeaten team left in the league. Um,
Yeah,
and like we talked about in our preview a couple weeks ago, just having all of their guys healthy just makes a world of
they're healthy.
difference.
I mean, they'll definitely be.
Hmm.
No way that they're not at least in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'd say, but
Hmm. Yeah, other early teams playing well. We mentioned the Blazers, the Cavaliers, 4-1 start. The
yeah,
Cavs,
look good.
Phoenix, a hot start, 4-1, despite all their kind of off-season messiness. Like you said, Utah starting to probably too hotter than Danny Ainge wanted them to. He would like them to stop winning games so they can draft Victor Wembanyama.
Exactly.
Uh, let's see. Last sports thought: World Series tied at one game apiece. Houston and Philly. The fighting Phils just can't be stopped.
Big
They won
comeback
game
on
one.
big
Yeah, big
comeback on
comeback in
Friday.
game one too against Verlander,
Yeah,
who
they
just
were.
continues to struggle bus it. And the World Series now 0-6 in the World Series. Unbelievable. Future Hall of Famer.
As good of a pitcher as he
Hmm.
is, and leading up to the World Series, he's lights out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it's
lights
crazy.
out. Future Hall of Famer, one of the best pitchers of our generation, and
Where
0 and
was
6 in
this
the World
against my
Series now.
Yankees? Where was this against my Yankees, sir?
I know, yeah. That's
Oh,
I want
buddy.
to. Oh, yeah. Or where was this? Phil's pitching, grooving up these,
Right.
fastballs for Kyle Tucker to smash 2 home runs yesterday.
Yeah.
Needed those against Matt Olson. Uh, so it goes though. You have what's your prediction for the rest of it? 1-1 series now.
1-1. You know what? I would say I'm going Strohs in 6.
Rose and 6. All right. I kind of like that. I'm gonna go Strohs in 7. I think. I think Philly probably takes 2 at home. Just those crowds have been amazing for them.
Yeah, they are.
I wouldn't surprise to see if they take 2 from home and then the Astros battle back when the series returns to Houston. Of course, now saying that, congratulations, Phillies fans, on your
You
World
just won the
Series
World
victory.
Series.
Yeah, as we saw our Major League Baseball predictions, not much this year.
Light up in flames early. Yeah.
Yep, let's go ahead and start burning things
Celebrate
and
now.
yeah.
Week long parade. Throw it, flip the cars, burn down some stuff. Let's go,
Oh,
Philly fans. Get it going. No.
all
That's
right.
the heck of a time to be in Philly, though. I mean, you got the Eagles playing as good as they are, and in the World Series. I mean, man,
The Eagles
gonna be a
playing.
good
Yeah.
time.
The Sixers not the best start, but still, that's a team that's going to be one
Yeah,
of the favorites.
that's a
Um,
really good year for the city right now.
I'm even.
Kind of kind of taking over for Tampa Bay, who they had the Rays, the Bucks, and the hockey team going there for a while, but they've kind of taken that over there in Philly. It looks like.
Yeah, and then they have a big game later tonight in the MLS too. The Union, I believe, one of the favorites to win the MLS Cup. They play NYCFC tonight. Um, I haven't seen how the Flyers have started. Probably been
Yeah,
rough.
I was wondering about, but yeah,
Let's look that up real quick. I know they've been down the past few seasons. not quite the Flyers team that when I was growing up, they were, one of the big
Right. They
powerhouses with
were.
the Eric Lindros and them.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Philly. 5-2 start. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Second place in the division. So
The
good
city's
start
on
if you're a
fire
Flyer.
right
Yeah,
now.
good time to be a Phillies fan. If only, Temple or something would, win some games in football.
Right.
Maybe Villanova will be back to their winning ways in basketball this year
Yeah.
in the post Jay
Never
Wright
know.
era. Oh, little trick play from the Niners.
Those
See
trick
Matt going to
plays,
throw
yeah.
a touchdown. Look at
Look at
that.
that. They might have the next quarterback now.
All right, that should do it for sports this week. Greg, what's done up real good for you this week?
Done up for me really good this week. Just last week I had my 14th wedding anniversary, and then it was my wife's 36th birthday this past weekend. So,
You gotta
just
get that
kind of
number right now. Oh man, 14 years. Woo.
14
Let's
years.
see.
Yeah.
What do we got? We got
How about you, sir?
12 more to go to get that.
12 more to get there?
Yeah, 11 more to get there. This week, I'm going to say, did he miss that extra point? No, he snuck it in there. Done up real good. I'm going to say my bed last night. As we talked about off air, I worked a late event last night. And I got some good sleep. And with the wee baby Wood on his way this week, probably the last really good sleep I get in my life.
Tonight might be it.
Yeah, until they go to college.
Yeah.
But I'll say that's done up real good. I'm gonna miss you, Sleep. You've always been a good friend to me. Looking forward to becoming a nap dad now.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Passing out. But that does it for us, folks. Thank you for listening again. Be sure to check out everything on the Alabama Take family of podcasts. We got all your needs. Be sure to check out the alabamatake.com for all your reading needs. And we will see you next week, Greg.
Next
Later.
week. See you there, buddy.